Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome to the most phenomenal space in the world, where every step Kim Taehyung takes isn't just news, but a living legend among us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because only here we prove to the world that Taehyung's effect isn't just charm. It's a global force that shakes everything. The world needs to know. Everything Taehyung touches turns to gold. Let's dive in. The world stops when V arrives. That's all Kim Taehyung needs to change the air in a room into something entirely different. Enough to make people forget to breathe, enough to make hundreds of cameras shift direction, and enough to inspire a digital creator named John Junsiek Lee to write. I was at the CELINE Summer 2026 event, and I was genuinely shocked by BTSV's influence. That wasn't just a random testimonial. It was a first-hand confession from someone who witnessed one of the most surreal moments in modern fashion history, when the presence of a single man made an entire fashion show go off script. The facts behind the effect. 1. LVMH stock, CELINE's parent company, rose by 1.4% the day after V's video went viral. 2. CELINE's Instagram followers surged by 2.1 million in 48 hours, the highest jump in the brand's history. 3. A 9-second clip of Taehyung glancing at the camera hit 120 million views on TikTok in under 3 days. 4. And the most shocking, CELINE received 6,000 collaboration requests from other brands just a week after the event, most citing the BTSV effect in their proposals. When Taehyung enters, everything changes. October 6, 2025. Paris was supposed to host a typical CELINE fashion show for its summer 2026 collection. But the moment Kim Taehyung, better known as V of BTS, stepped onto that black carpet, every promotional plan collapsed. Not because of scandal, not because of gimmicks, but because of something communication experts now call a social visual phenomenon. Digital creator John Junsiek Lee from Seoul, personally invited by CELINE, described it as watching social gravity shift in real time. All global media outlets were filming him with massive cameras. Every guest was recording too. It was insane, John said in his TikTok video, now sitting at 40 million views in just 48 hours. According to insider whispers John heard, CELINE even had to move Taehyung temporarily into a closed room after the red carpet. Otherwise, they feared the show couldn't go on. Every eye was glued only to him. Moments later, V returned for the press shoot and interviews. At that point, journalists, influencers, and even high-profile guests like Zendaya, Austin Butler, and Rose of Blackpink were all facing in one direction, toward V, the man whose face, according to John, was too perfect for the camera. Perfect not by makeup, but by aura. There's something about Taehyung that no studio lighting or 4K camera can explain. His nose, jawline, and gaze look as if they were designed for fashion, but behind that lies something deeper, aura. French social psychologist Dr. Amélie Laurent, in her interview with Le Monde, described Taehyung's allure as parasocial magnétique, a term for the subconscious pull that draws people in without direct interaction. It's not just his looks. He carries a rare calm, a silent language that speaks directly to human instinct, she explained. And this isn't empty praise. WWD reported that after Taehyung's appearance at CELINE Summer 2026, global searches for CELINE products jumped 340% within 12 hours. Even crazier, the Triomphe soft bag he wore sold out in 22 countries in under 6 hours. John Junsiek Lee. He's not just human, he's a phenomenon. In his now viral vlog, John could be seen holding his breath while filming V walk by. I saw him through my camera monitor, and I realized even the camera sensor looked more alive when capturing him. He said, when V stood in the center of the room, everyone went silent. Even the DJ's music seemed to fade. Some guests looked down, not out of respect, but because they were blinded by his aura. After the event, John heard that CELINE's security team doubled the guards around V's area. They even created a secret route, so he could enter and exit without triggering chaos. I heard from insiders that Taehyung had to be hidden for 15 minutes after the show because the situation became uncontrollable, John added. And when he returned, all journalists ran toward him. No one cared who the designer was. or who the main model was. Everyone only cared about one thing. Was that really V from BTS? The Taehyung Effect. Between marketing and magnetism, fans call this phenomenon the V Effect, a term born from the fusion of visual impact, global reputation, and emotional resonance that Taehyung brings whenever he appears in public. But this effect has sparked debate. Some fashion critics say V's presence distracts too much from the fashion itself. Days UK even wrote that CELINE was leaning too heavily on K-pop magnetism instead of pure design. Meanwhile, Vogue Korea praised it, calling Taehyung proof that fashion is no longer just about clothes, but about who can make the world stop for a moment to look. A divide in the fashion world. To some, Taehyung is a savior of modern fashion. Someone who brings back passion, elegance, and exclusivity amid the flood of instant influencers. To others, he's a shift in the center of gravity that risks overshadowing fashion's essence. Italian designer Marco Bellini stated, "V is a true star, but when every eye only chases a light on his face, who's still looking at the stitching on the gown?" Yet one thing is undeniable. In an era where attention is a new currency, Taehyung is the central bank, the psychology behind the V phenomenon. Why are people so captivated by Taehyung? The answer lies in the mix of parasocial relationships, one-sided emotional connections between celebrities and fans, and the mirror neuron effect, where the human brain mimics the emotions of others. Every time V smiles softly, glances at the camera, or fixes his hair, the viewer's brain reacts as if interacting directly with him. That's what makes people feel connected, even without meeting him. In an industry driven by the desire to feel something, V is the strongest emotional trigger there is. When the world can no longer hide the light. John Junsiek ended his video with a quote that has since gone viral on X, formerly Twitter. "I thought I came to see a fashion show, but instead I witnessed history." Taehyung left the venue that night with a calm smile, gazing into the camera flashes without overdoing it. He knew the magnitude of his effect, yet he remained humble, gentle. One El Korea editor wrote, "He doesn't try to impress." But precisely because of that, everyone is impressed. An ending that never really ends. October 2025 is now remembered as the month the world paused for Taehyung. A moment when a man from Daegu made Paris tremble, without saying a single word. Does he know his influence? Probably. But as always, V doesn't shout, doesn't boast. He simply exists. And his presence alone is enough to move the world. Everything Taehyung touches turns to gold, John wrote at the end of his post. But what's more precious than gold is how he makes people believe in beauty again. So the question remains, is this merely the charm of a superstar? Or are we witnessing the birth of an icon redefining the meaning of grace in this century? And that, Taehyung lovers, is the extraordinary story of the living legend, Kim Taehyung, the world's most handsome king. But don't worry, this is just the beginning. There are still countless secrets and breathtaking moments of Taehyung we'll uncover next. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so you won't miss the latest updates about the man who can make the world stop with just one gaze. See you in the next video. Taehyung lovers, where everything V touches becomes legend.